To party or not to party? That is the question. In today's video, we're going to talk about whether or not your company, should have a holiday party this year. Stay tuned. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tony R. Sanders, and you are watching The Happy Meter. In today's video, we're going to talk about whether or not your company should have a holiday party. Now, with COVID still being a thing and vaccination rates, I think, are about 60% across America, a lot of companies are trying to determine whether they should have an actual in-person holiday party. And it is a messy situation. It's confusing. There's a lot of emotions wrapped up into it. There's politics wrapped up into it. And we want to help you kind of work through those things. Now, on this channel, I love speaking for the people and speaking for leadership. I feel like I'm in that cool place in the middle where I still understand what an HR leader is going through, but I also understand what the regular everyday employee who's not a people leader, who doesn't lead a business unit, is going through as well. So I want to try to merge those together, especially in this time of the Great Resignation. Companies are trying to do anything and everything they can to really bring people back together. We spent that entire year, some of us 2 years almost, being apart, being virtual, being separated. And so we know that connection really drives commitment to an organization and retention at an organization. And maybe the holiday party is a great opportunity to bring all that together without an agenda, without a specific guy like me coming in to do a training. You guys could just get together, hang out, get to know each other, and really build that connection time. So I want to go over some points with you, and I want to shout out SHRM. I'm grabbing this article that they wrote. For those of you who don't know, SHRM is a Society for Human Resource Management. I'm grabbing this article that they wrote about holiday parties, giving their tips. I'm going to add a little bit of my take on top of that, but I think they did a really great job. So I want to show you this article. I'll link it in the description if you haven't read it. Okay, in the first point of this article, SHRM talks about emphasizing choice, and I could not agree with that more. We have to make sure that it's not a mandatory company holiday party. A lot of people aren't comfortable with coming back together yet. There are a lot of people who are even vaccinated and still not comfortable being in large gatherings. So you have to make it a choice. If you make it mandatory, people are going to feel forced to come. They're going to feel forced that their personal rights are being violated. So you can't make it permanent. You have to make it a choice. I'll add a caveat here that I didn't see in the article, but I think it's very important. When I go to a Pacers game or a Colts game, when I go to see a comedy show, when I go to different events that a large group of people are going to be there, one consistent thing that I'm noticing is that they require either proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. I think that would be a great way to do your party. Here's one thing that we have to be careful of, and a buddy of mine talked about this with their company party. They were only allowing people there that were vaccinated. So what that does is, one, it limits the amount of people that can connect, but two, it makes everyone else who doesn't come look like they're not vaccinated, and there's certain judgment that comes with that. And we don't have to talk through all the details, but just know there's certain judgment that comes with not being vaccinated. And so I think having the option to either have your vaccination records on file with the organization, which a lot of companies have to do anyway. If you're a large organization over 100 people, you're going to have to do some sort of that anyway, or offering a testing center. Maybe you could do rapid testing on site, or people can do testing, within 24 or 48 hours before the party, whatever the rules are in your area. I think that would be a great option. So yes, absolutely emphasize choice, but also give them the option of either being vaccinated or negative COVID test. I think that would be great. Another point they made in the article was to institute safety measures. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think you should not only institute safety measures, but communicate to them. Again, we want people to feel comfortable. The whole point of this holiday party is for us to be able to come back together, have fun, connect with each other, and really get to know the people that we work with on an everyday basis. If I'm distracted because I don't know how things are going to be handled from a safety protocol perspective, I'm not going to really be able to relax and have a good time. So in advance, I would send out, this is what we're going to have. This is how the food's gonna be served. This is how the ballroom or whatever you rent out is gonna be set up. This is the attire. We will provide masks for everyone, right? Maybe there's a situation where everyone comes, but everyone wears a mask. You do what's right for your people, but be very clear in instituting those safety measures, and also be transparent in communicating that with people prior to the event. I like the idea of communicating it prior to and having signs, just reminding people. Again, a lot of this is now going into the space of psychological safety, right? There's physical safety, which we need to do as well. So maybe all the tables that you have are 6 feet apart, right? You social distance, that type of deal. But there's also a psychological safety, right? We need to feel emotionally safe and protected. And a lot of those communication pieces will do that. Communicating in advance, having signs and visuals, letting people know that we've taken every measure we could possibly take to make this a safe and exciting event for you. The next thing on the list is to limit the guest list. Now, I know this doesn't sound like a party if everyone's not invited, but this is just the way we have to do things. If vendors normally come, maybe vendors don't come this year. Maybe customers don't come this year. Maybe family members don't come, right? Maybe it is an employee only thing. And of course, some people, if they can't bring their family, they don't want to go. But you do have to try to limit the guest list to make sure that you're not overwhelming the space. Now, if you have the advantage of being in a place that during Christmas time is warm and there's no snow and there's no crazy weather, which is there Christmas if there's no snow? I don't know. But if you have that advantage, you could do something outdoors, or maybe you can bring more people in. That's perfectly fine. But if you can't, make sure that you're being mindful of the guest list. I want to give another shout out to SHRM for writing such an amazing article. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. I really was just encouraged and inspired by the article that they wrote, and I figured I would share it with you here on YouTube. Sometimes it's not about creating the greatest original content, but finding the most valuable content for your audience and bringing it to them. So I did not give you all the points in the article because I didn't want to ruin it for you, but I did link it in the description, so check that out. And also make sure you hit the like button. Listen, the YouTube algorithm feeds off likes. Once it sees that people start to like and comment on the video, it shares it with more people. So if you want this shared, make sure you hit the like video. And until next time, peace.